Good evening, folks. My name is Engelbert Masterframe. Thank you for tuning in to another stream of consciousness, sometimes stony, sometimes drunky, sometimes crossfade, sometimes sober. Tonight we're going to view something for all four of my brothers a part of this. Just the opening scene is spot on, freaking hilarious.
I know you love me. I know you love me.
You're driving me crazy with that squeaking.
There's several comical moments throughout this movie, not necessarily intentional, except for the opening is downright hilarious.
I gotta say, this is a fun movie. It's one of those movies I'm like, why did I not see this as a kid? Now, Larry Cohen is a great director. He's someone I've followed for many years. He's done a bunch of great stuff. Actually, he did this stuff.
All right then. So I've been asked to review a movie that I wouldn't have even normally watched, even though it had some elements going into it that I didn't know of that would have made me watch it, but enough about all that.
As you hear, Engelbert literally cracks up during these death scenes. That's how good they are. I mean, I don't know if they were trying to go for comedy, but whatever it is, there's some pretty funny death scenes in this movie.
Q and the Quetzalcoatl Dragon Serpent movie thing really was pretty low-grade B movie horror. Something that you might watch if you're a little bit desperate and in need of something with some cheap thrills. And there are a few cheap thrills to go around. I do mean cheap, both in quality and in just conception.
I love the theme music in this movie of the winged serpent monster flying through the sky as he looks over New York City.
One of my favorite things about Larry Cohen is he was a very New York filmmaker, so he captured New York so beautifully at the time. I wish I can go back in time and visit New York in the 70s or 80s. It just has such a unique look and style. And
the lead character is a drunken gumshoe, and I felt like his low points were the high moments of the movie, both for him and for the movie itself, and for the girl who played his girlfriend. I can't remember her name, but he, I can't remember his name at the moment either, but he was the dad in the movie Troll, and I always really liked him. Michael Moriarty, that's his name. And it's funny because I saw his name in the open credits and I thought, hey, I know that name from the movie Troll. And I thought it was the midget, but it wasn't the midget, it was the dad.
This movie, wow. Hello? Herbert, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm watching the movie. You want to do your part for this? Yeah, okay. Oh, you're on the TV? Okay, let me cut to you. Hold on a second. All right, yeah. Let me turn on the TV. Hold on. All right. Here you go. I'm ready for you.
Quetzalcoatl, the unpronounceable, the unsayable beast that plagued New York in 1982. Look up in the sky. It's not a wind-blown virus or terrorist-flown aircraft. It's a stop-motion, mythological dino bird. Herbert Masterframe here, back to delight in the pleasure of this decidedly featherless sky-bound serpent movie as it flaps above the Big Apple, dripping the blood of its victims onto the crowded streets below. To my wide-eyed, summer-crazed satisfaction, one of the great beast's cinematic snacks is a topless, sunbathing beauty, perfect of nipple, plucked off a skyscraper rooftop as she's lathering her delicious flesh. The opening scene is just as appetizing and artful when we get our first glimpse of the creature as it snaps the head off an unsuspecting, love-struck peeping Tom window washer. It seems the sins of lust and voyeurism do not go unpunished by old-world dragon gods. To that end, Q, the Winged Serpent, is a good old-fashioned Ray Harryhausen-styled monster movie with a socio-political plot that involves a couple of those hard-boiled, handsome, big-city dicks, played by Kung Fu master David Carradine and Richard Shaft Roundtree, risking his neck once again for his brother man, and this time, spoiler alert, getting swallowed whole by the high-flying Aztec chicken. The heart of the movie, however, is the performance by Michael Moriarty, playing the neurotic, narcotics-addicted, would-be hustler everyman. He stumbles upon the Serpent's nest at the top of the Chrysler Building after a failed robbery attempt. The detectives, meanwhile, are in the middle of an investigation involving what appear to be ritualistic, primitive cult murders. David Carradine as Shepard figures they're sacrifices to New York's new state bird, and he'd be right, but as it is with politics, the clear and crazy truth is not the story for the people. Thankfully, director, writer, producer Larry Cohen is as skilled in gritty, real-world satire as he is in B-movie gags and chuckles. It's fun to root for Moriarty's piano-playing, scat-singing anti-hero as he uses his knowledge of the Serpent's hiding place to extort these fat cat politicians out of $1 million. Good-natured, tough-minded cops battling fantastical beasts in otherwise real-world situations are not the stuff of summer blockbusters these days. But as we witness the death of the multiplex, we can resurrect the wonders of cinema with just a click of the button to crack the reptilian eggshell. I give Q, the Winged Serpent, the head of Harvey Weinstein, and the money to make a sequel.
The stop-motion dragon effects. I mean, damn, this thing looks good. There's such a charm to stop-motion that CG doesn't have, and this movie has it. It's quite beautiful.
Anyway, all in all, I wasn't overly impressed with this movie, but I was entertained at moments, and I would have to give it a half a bucket of popcorn and one of them little free Slurpees that you get on July 11th.
Q, the Winged Serpent, was a cool flick that I did enjoy, and you know, it's got an old-timey feel to it, but in a good way. Beautiful style and definitely well directed and put together, and a cool cast and some funny moments.
Anyways, that's our review. Subscribe to our channel. I hope you have a good time. I hope you're enjoying the videos.